Good morning and happy Wednesday, everybody. We are back over at Southside. We were going to do the river walk on the Williamsport side this morning, but someone didn't plug in their iPhone last night when trying to film a night lapse and had to wait for his phone to charge and update his Apple Watch. All right, just got off the phone with Mr. Baker, so we're a little bit in a weird spot here on the trail, but 53 degrees, 12 degrees Celsius according to the Franz app currently, which is, Mike and I are having a little bit of a discussion on the weather because he's got 58 according to his stuff, and we're cooler than him. I don't know, but yeah, when we drove by the river, it was already cleared. So, and the sun is gleaming on it. So I'm like, we're just gonna go to the park, do a nice simple 2-mile walk today, pack it up and call it a day. That's our game plan. And we're getting out, but it is much later than I wanted it to be because it's already 9 o'clock in the morning. So I've got like, what, 4 hours until I gotta go to work? Well, the new iPhones, the new Apple Watches, the new AirPod Pro 3s. And did they announce anything else yesterday? I don't think so. I am just so truly on the fence on what to do. So whether or not to stick with the Pro Max or downsize to a Pro, since surprisingly they did not skip out any of the zoom features between the two devices this year, which has kind of been their thing. Is to, the Pro doesn't get all the features in the cameras that the Pro Max does, obviously battery life, but here's the kicker. I still have a brand new screen protector for the 16 Pro Max, and screen size is the same. So I should be able to use the screen protector I already have, and they are, I think, like $65 screen protectors from Zag that I could throw on there if I go with the Pro Max. They did release a 2 terabyte variant. However, I'm not seeing anywhere that you can record ProRes 4K 60 on said device. And now they've released Apple Pro RAW, which I guess even further unlocks the abilities of the sensor to give you every bit of information in video. That's pretty crazy. I don't know. Design-wise, I'm not overly stoked. I don't really. I mean, I get why they did it with the bigger camera bump, was to be able to put more stuff in different spots in the phone itself, in the body. So you can put a bigger battery in it. But I've gone with the 1 terabyte the last 2-3 years. I think affordability wise, the 512 is going to have to be what I go with, as much as I would love to just get the 2 terabyte and be called a day. But you know, I'm going to replace it next year somehow, some way. That's the other problem, is how, if I'm going to be able to do it during launch here. I don't really know that for a fact right now. So little curious on how the zoom's going to work. They drop you from 5x down to 4x and then give you the 2-time crop like they do with the 1 and 2x. Everything's 48 megapixel, and of course I watched iJustine, Mr. Who's the Boss, Super Saf, and everybody's like, you get a clearer shot even when you're using digital zoom. But yeah, I don't know, because you can go to 40x on, I guess, photos now. You don't want to use that. You don't want to use that. 20 maybe, or I'm going to say normally the concept is 2 times. So 4 to 8 is going to be, it says it's optical quality, so you should be able to potentially maybe go to 16 and still keep a pretty decent shot, but we'll see. I don't know. And for me, it's like the new orange color is kind of like, ooh, that's sharp. And of course the thermal chamber, they didn't even release a black in the Pros, which I think a lot of people are a little pissed off about. I'm still aiming towards silver. Mike wants to go orange because that's his color. All right, well, we do have a very pretty morning again. We've been getting lucky here with these clear, crisp morning walks. This obviously was a preemptive change in venue. Wasn't planning on doing this path today. Maybe tomorrow morning if I can get myself in gear. Like I said, I goofed up last night. I was doing the nightcap camera and did not plug the phone in. So the phone died and I got nothing. It didn't save the file at all. It shut off and deleted everything. So Mike did one, or he sent me one, but it is needs fixed because its photos are out of order and it's all jumpy and whatnot. So, but we'll just leave the other nights in. I was changing the settings too. The last one was done at 30 seconds. This one was going to be done at 20 seconds. And the moon was staying down low last night for me. So it probably would have been gorgeous had I, plugged my phone in. And damn thing was still running at like 3 o'clock in the morning. But just screwed up because I had to wake up and go potty. So nothing new there. Oh, but... And then, of course, because I was using that, I couldn't update the phone or the watch until that was done, but everything else got updated last night. So we're now on the RC build, which will release, I think, next week they're releasing it. So iOS 26 is pretty much finalized for initial release, at least. Maybe a few little tweaks and bug fixes before that, but yeah, I don't know. And like I said, I am running it on both the 12 and the 16. And the 12 was glitching a little bit more. Granted, it's way older and it's been given probably a much different lifestyle than my phones get. And it's older. I mean, it's just, it's been around a lot longer, so it's been used a lot longer than my phones ever normally do. So a little glitching here and there, but that's what I actually called Mike on this morning. AirPod Pro 3s. I mean, mine, like I said, are the Lightning generation, so they're even just a tad bit older of the Pro 2s. But, I mean, they still work pretty decent, but I am getting some crackling here and there occasionally, so definitely gonna... And the price, I expected to be $100 more. I expected them to be $349, not stick with $249. So I was pretty impressed that they did that. I just don't know my best course of action because Best Buy, apparently I have a $20 coupon I didn't even know anything about. I got on the app yesterday and it says, hey, your $20 coupon is going to expire soon. So, and I don't know, I think my Total Tech covers them for, 2 years. So, might just go through Best Buy and use my voucher as well and get them for $229. I'm glad I actually got to talk to Mr. Baker this morning, because the question I was having is, what direction do I need to be focusing on for this foliage? Is it east to west or west to east? He's like, nope, north to south. I'm like, that makes sense. I'm sure it's kind of like a sweeping thing, both directions a little bit, but... So, any adventures, we need to start off north and work our way down south, which I really am on the thought process of trying to do the abandoned turnpike on the 21st when I'm off that Sunday. But in order to do it the right way, to be able to capture both tunnels and have time, you have to leave here at like 4 in the morning. So I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. We'll see. Because it's 3 hours just to get to the one parking lot, which I'd have to GPS coordinate again. Actually, the one is not that hard because you get off the main highway and you're basically right there at the off ramp of the turnpike. We haven't done that in a while. Obviously, a drone would come along. I'd hope to have Tim with me to have extra personnel for the dogs, because I'd like to be able to get some cool drone flights without having to worry about these guys so much. Give him a hook and let him kind of maybe be the dog walker a little bit, because probably give him a camera too, because like I said, you know, he gets to see things that you got different perspectives that way. I thought the video the other day came out really well. Haven't seen any emails or comments about which mic sounded better. I mean, I don't think you're going wrong with either one. It just depends on what kind of features you're looking for and your budget. If you're just looking for having clear audio, the mic minis, that's, you know, not a big thing. I think Tim texted me that they actually dropped in price to like $140 too. So they're really affordable now that the Mic 3s have come out. And I'm getting dinged a lot. Let me check this. What you doing, Mr. Squirrel? Or Mrs. Squirrel? It's hard to tell. No, no, no. No, no, no. Oh God, there's a whole bunch of them. And there's chipmunks. Oh boy. There's a chippy under the bench. Another chippy. Oh my God, another one. Wow. I have two very attentive dogs right now. All right, a quick little pit stop for myself, since I'm not able to just pee on every tree like these dogs can. And I took off my hoodie because I was starting to get a little overheated. And I don't think 53 degrees is accurate. I think it probably is approaching 60, especially in that sun. It's kind of on the warm side. I've never cleaned these lenses. I keep meaning to, but I don't notice it until I'm in a weird lighting situation. But I am digging them. I really like the comfortable feel of these. They work really well with hats, whereas the pit bulls, especially with those DJI hats, it pulls it back, and that spot that is protruding that I have to hit with a hammer, I don't know if that's really going to work or not, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to hit it with my sledgehammer, see if I can't beat the rigidity out of it. It pulls it back and digs it even more into my forehead, which feels absolutely fantastic, I must say. Well, still seeing just solid green here. Obviously yesterday was the day we were just here. We did this part. But now these ones here, I don't normally remember these ones as being major color changing ones, like I pointed out the other day, the ones out in the field there, the little sapling ones. They change out pretty quick, and they're really, really colorful. So, but just such a beautiful scene over here this morning. I'm just digging these early morning walks, and our pace yesterday was ridiculous. 4.28 miles in 1 hour and 38 minutes. It normally takes us between 53 and 58 minutes to do 2 miles. So that should have put us closer to 2 hours than it did. We were moving yesterday. I feel myself getting faster again. Back when I was a kid. Granted, I have tethered basset hound to me, so I can only go so fast. But yeah, these guys down here, they will start to change. I think younger trees do change earlier. I could be wrong. And then of course, like I said, the poisonous vines that are wrapped around some of these trees in the grove over here will start to get really colorful. A lot of the poison sumac has already started getting orange and yellow. It's a ugly thing, but it's also, it can be really pretty in the fall. And we filmed this tree yesterday. So definitely keep an eye on him. There's a couple of them that are getting some color. Well, Mike said it's a little bit on the early side, really, for them to start changing. He thinks Wiser might change out before the actual drive-through this year, which is like October 12th, I think. Andrea said, you going to pee on it? You gotta go pee on it? Yeah. Go ahead, buddy. Oh, these guys are doing good. They're getting used to getting out for these walks. They get so excited for it. But they're doing really good the last couple ones, which is good. It makes it feel better to, if I do take them on an adventure, that they're much more alert and walking with me instead of constantly pulling me back like Priya's currently doing right this second. But she's like, I was looking at the beautiful scenery, and now I'm sniffing, and I gotta pee. Yeah, I laughed every time because I ended up playing that part back, the piddle parade over here yesterday. That is, it was too. It's like every couple steps they were both stopping and taking a piddle. So, yes, I try to keep it PG, if not G, for any kids that watch, even though it's not designed for kids. I have friends that have kids, so if anybody that's an adult wonders why I keep the language down, that's why. And honestly, does it really make the video sound better if I'm cursing? I don't think so. Because don't get me wrong, I am a swearer myself. You would think doing these videos would kind of stop me from doing it. No, I think it's made it worse because I hold myself back while doing the videos. Yeah, let's take a little walk over this way. Because I hold myself back, so then I release it later on, especially when I'm at work under my breath, when people are standing in my way while I'm trying to stock shelves, that stuff that's not even for sale yet technically. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this is I think someone told me it was poison oak. I'm not sure. The vine that goes up through, I could be completely wrong. You guys have to let me know in the comments if you know what it is. But this will start getting really colorful, and it looks really neat on the tree. It does. It's not good, but it looks really neat. Now this is, I just wish there was more color throughout the year, not just the fall over here. And I did question Mr. Aaron yesterday about the camera situation at the dam. And he says, I think it's just to scare people. And he reached out to somebody else and they said, oh no, they installed cameras. I'm still suspect on that because you can hide cameras, but I don't see anything that they're hiding them on. Granted, I'm not going digging and looking, and I'm going to listen to don't go out there because I don't want to find out there are cameras and I have a fine and or I'm going to jail. Lighting's a little bit overbearing right here, but it's just such a peaceful, that's the word I want to use, a peaceful section when you come out underneath the trees on the path. And the one tree, I got a picture of it the other day. I don't know if I videoed it. I think the sun is kind of in the wrong spot. Come on, you wrap me up. I had a princess sniffing. She's like, what? Don't yell at me. I was sniffing, and now I got cobwebs up my nose. But yeah, you might be able to see it from here, but the sun might be in the lens too. And from the other side, it just was like, but I did get a picture of this one yesterday. So it's kind of crazy. Like I said, these small screens, that's why the phones do make nice recording devices. You have a bigger platform to see. Oh yeah, oh, that's the shot, baby. That is it. Get the sun out of the lens and the color comes in. Oh yeah. Can you feel the excitement from me? This is how much fall means to me. The crisp air, the colorful leaves, the new devices that I can't afford, but nonetheless, the new device. I still, there's no way I'm ever going to go back to using an iPhone to be my main camera. But it is a nice secondary device, and in a pinch when you don't have the Pocket 3 on you. And yeah, it's got its points, but this guy, I love it. I really wish DJI would sponsor me. That'd be fantastic. I'd love to test out their new devices and give my true opinions on things and let people see, you know, maybe some truth about some of these devices that they say are so great and aren't, and some that people are like, oh well, it doesn't do this, when it does. I love when they're like, oh, 4K 60. It's had 4K 60 for 2 models. What are you talking about? I gotta test that. Because 4K 120 keeps coming up on the iPhone 17 Pro, and 16 may not have it. Let me go look. It certainly does have it on the 16 Pro Max and 1 and 2X. That's as far as you can get. That's what I'm aiming at, is Mr. Squirrel standing perfectly still, not to get chased by a basset hound. Yesterday when we were coming back through the section we just came through, I had to clap because there was a squirrel on the ground. I wanted to scare him so Priya didn't chase him. And that is one of the new features with the 17s. You now can record front and back cameras together at the same time. And you have a square sensor so that you can do vertical horizontal without turning the phone, which, okay, that might be a nifty little thing. I have to see it in hand to see how that all works out in the long term, but yeah, so you don't get 120 on the front screen. I don't think you do on the 17 either. Oops, forgot to change my Evo from the other night when I did the moon, because I had it at -2. Alright, we're not going out very far. I just want to be able to get these trees with the iPhone real quick. Yeah, so the 2X isn't going to let me get in far enough that I want to get into on these guys, but I want to film them with the iPhone real quick. There is its tiny breeze, and of course as I say that, it stops dead in its tracks. Like, nope, he's got an iPhone out, stop winding. That's interesting. I switched back to 60 frames a second and it kept me in my 2X lens. And the new 4 and 8X has now sensor shift, which honestly the 5X on this bad boy, I have walked with it many a time and it is stable. There we go. We can get in on those guys. The 5X. Yeah, so 4X is going to give you a little less. Then you got that 8. Like some creators were saying is, it's going to give you less distortion between the 2 and the 4. Because right now you're digital from 2 to 5. If you just scroll, and now you're going to have less of a gap between actual lens changes. Yeah, that could equal something. I don't know. You're dropping from 150 down to 100, and then you crop that, and you also lose 48 megapixels at 8x to 12. So, what? Yeah. So I haven't done it yet, and I know I've done it in the past, and I may try it in the future, is actually hitting record on the Mic 3s when I'm using the iPhone. I'm pretty sure with the case you can import your audio. If not, you have to use like the Mimo app, which I don't know how you would save it unless you saved it to files and then imported it, which would probably be a pain in the you-know-what. Because there are no ports on the Mic 3s or the Mic Minis. Of course, they don't do internal recording to send audio over. But I'm pretty sure you can use the case. I do have a couple clips on the mics from accidental and on purpose. So I might have to plug that into the computer and see what happens and how that works to send that over. Like I said, I haven't tried it yet. Maybe we'll do a quick test sample here just to see what happens. And that's one of those things where that vibration feature is so nice. And I don't believe I have 32-bit float enabled on this right now, which I don't have any way of changing it because the case is at home. And that means the receiver's at home. So let's do these roses real quick, but I gotta keep the doggies away because they're not allowed in that section. Priya, you're not allowed to go in there. It says no dogs. Thank you. Learn to read. It's at your eye level. She's like, I'm a dog, man. Is that any excuse, Mateo? Because I don't know. All right, so we are recording on the Mic 3s and with the iPhone, and we're gonna see about transferring the audio into the Mac and Final Cut, and then overlaying it over the iPhone audio. Squirrel. See, this is why having a small device. I am seriously on the fence about eventually trying to pick up the HX99 because it has the 720mm zoom. I've been looking into it. I know stability wise it's not the best, but that 720mm zoom for photography in my pocket for all the time and not carrying the RX 10 would be very, very helpful. Oh, I didn't think the mic was going to reconnect after doing a couple recorded clips. Maybe it was saving? I don't know. But nonetheless, got just a couple samples, flowers and a squirrel. So we'll see how that all works out for me. And I might even go back and forth between the iPhone audio and the mic audio. Plus, I know people have done it. Got a plane coming. Could not get myself turned around and get ready fast enough for him. He was just looked like a glider, but it had an engine on it. It was kind of weird looking little thing. I don't know. Hell of a wingspan on it, that's for sure. But I know when they first introduced like the different editing audio capabilities, people were like editing the footage over and over and over again and playing it different ways. Because I often wondered if AirDrop is actually transferring the original audio or the studio audio, whichever I'm using. Cinematic, I think, to me sounds the best because it really takes away the wind, but it does depend on the situation as well, I think, sometimes. All right, let's get one more look at this pretty tree as we go by. As we get in the shade out of the sun. It's changing pretty good. Alrighty. Making our way back around and get home. Granted, I've been doing a little bit more stopping and whatnot and seeing different things this morning. We're not just hauling ass out the river walk that's all trees. That would have slowed us down if we would have had clearing and fog. So tomorrow morning I'm going to try to get my ass up, get these guys out, and we're going to try to do the river walk first thing in the morning while it's brisk. I don't have to go to work tomorrow, so yay. And then I get to work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I do have a clumping. I could have swore I opened at some point here, but guess not. I don't know. I'll have to look. And then I have what, Monday and Sunday off. So we'll see what we can get into those off days. September is going fast. So obviously Friday will be iPhone release that you can pre-order. Don't know if that's going to happen on a pre-order or I'm going to kind of hold off a little bit. We'll just have to see how financials work out. I mean, in reality, regardless, I don't have it if I can wing it, but then I still have to pay for it on the backside. Ooh, we got a bunny. Bunny rabbit. iPhone audio only. I didn't turn the mics on. All right, so let's... I didn't feel it vibrate. Nope, it did. Okay, now the audio is on the mic. And we'll zoom in a little closer on Bunny Bunny before we scare the daylights out of him with two dogs. Trying to take a picture is difficult sometimes.